Have you ever heard of the door that whispers your name on Halloween night? It's a door that isn't made of wood or steel, but of shadows and secrets, appearing only when the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. Legend says it materializes just once a year in the darkest corner of the oldest house in town, Blackwood Manor. It's said to glow faintly, casting dancing shadows that writhe like living things. The warning is simple and chilling. Anyone who dares to open it disappears before midnight. The town remembers. They whisper stories of those lost to its allure. A century ago, a young man, heartbroken and desperate, sought answers behind the door and was never seen again. Just a decade passed. A group of teenagers on a dare vanished one by one, their laughter turning to screams as the town clock tower chimed its final bell. Their only crime was curiosity. Their punishment was eternal silence. But this Halloween, the manor had a new visitor, fueled by a potent mix of skepticism and a touch of bravado. Leo, a self-proclaimed ghost hunter, stepped across the threshold. He believed every legend had a rational explanation, and he was determined to be the one to find it. His flashlight cut through the darkness, his camera ready to capture whatever mundane truth lay hidden. The air inside was thick and cold, swirling dust motes dancing in his flashlight beam like tiny, forgotten spirits. An oppressive silence hung in the air, broken only by the creak of floorboards under his feet and the distant howl of the wind. Deeper and deeper he went, following a chill that seemed to pull him forward. And then he saw it, exactly as the legend described, a door bathed in an ethereal, pulsating glow. It wasn't on any of the manor's blueprints. It stood where a solid stone wall should have been, humming with an energy that made the hairs on his arms stand on end. The light it cast wasn't warm or inviting. It was cold, predatory. As his hand, trembling slightly, reached for the cold, ancient knob, the whispers began. They weren't just in his ears, but inside his head, slithering from the cracks around the doorframe. They called his name, a chorus of forgotten voices, promising secrets from beyond the veil, answers to life, to death, to everything he ever questioned. They promised him knowledge, power, a truth no other living soul had ever witnessed. The temptation was a physical force, pulling him closer. With a desperate surge of courage, or perhaps madness, he turned the knob. The click of the latch echoed like a gunshot in the dead, silent house. The door creaked open, not into another room, but into a blinding vortex of light and shadow. A single, chilling scream, Leo's scream tore through the manor. Then absolute silence. The flashlight dropped in the chaos, spun on the floor, its beam cutting frantically through the darkness. It finally settled on the empty space where Leo had been standing just moments before. The door pulsed like a gaping maw, a wound in the fabric of reality, yet the manor was utterly silent. Some secrets are not meant to be discovered, and some doors are never ever meant to be opened. Slowly, as if it had never been there at all, the door faded, melting back into the cold stone of the wall. The manor returned to its long, silent slumber. Halloween night ended, and the world outside moved on. But the legend of the whispering door would remain, a dark promise waiting in the shadows for the next curious soul. Follow for more tales from the shadows.